We've all been there. It's 2 a.m., you just finished the last page of your book, closed the cover, and now you're wrecked. Or elated, shocked, frustrated, distraught, or maybe a combination of so many emotions you can't put a name to what you're feeling.
But there's an ache in your chest, and all you want to do is turn to someone who knows what you just went through, who you can talk about that favorite scene with, swap theories about the sequel, gush over the hottie your main character landed.
You might try to explain it to your significant other, suggest the book to a colleague, or swap a couple surface-level thoughts with a friend who read it years ago. But there's no one who truly gets it. No one who will tear each moment apart with you, put it all back together, and start the next great read by your side. But what if we told you that now there's someone who will?
I'm Brooke.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Elena.
And we're the High Ladies of the Book Court. Let's read your next favorite book together. Hi guys, we're all here together, as if you couldn't tell, to get together and talk about the second half of part 3 of Sarah J. Maas's Crescent City. If any of you are reading along with us, first off, I want to commend you all on not continuing to read past the end of part 3, because I think at least Jamie and I are in a lot of pain right now.
They definitely read past the end of part 3. It's just you guys.
Right.
No
Like,
one
it's
else.
just us.
No one else is like, this is where I'm going to
No
stop.
one else is suffering.
No one else finished reading it on a plane and then sat in silence for 20 minutes going, what do I do with my life now? Good. Okay. Yeah, and just to make things more painful, I proposed that we talk about some of the earlier stuff in the second half of part 3 first, because I hate myself. It's because I don't think that I'm going to be able to stop talking about the end of part 3 to go back to the other stuff. So let's start at a place of relative calm and talk about the first thing that kind of happens was it chapter 51, I think, that we started with? I think it was 51.
Yeah.
Or 52.
Or 52.
But the first thing that happens after our last episode, where we were all wondering, where is Bryce going with this knowledge? She goes and summons a demon. But not just any demon. She summons Adus.
Adus?
I think Adus.
You can call him Prince of the Chasm.
Catboy.
Prince of the
Catboy, yes. I
Yes.
did mention that earlier.
Adus, Prince of the Chasm, aka Catboy. He is a prince of hell. So we just go straight to the source. What do you guys think about him and his conversation with Bryce? I mean, I guess you know, Elena.
So many questions. Like, what happened? Like, how did
What
you summon
lines
him?
in Oracle?
What lines and order?
That
Just
too.
straight to the heart of the matter.
How
Yes.
did they meet? Like,
Yeah. So Bryce is trying to get Adus to tell her, like, how did Danica die? Basically, what's going on. Like, she's trying to get the demon read on the whole situation. He's super unhelpful, really. But we find out that they knew each other from the past. Like, he came to her as a cat, like, right after her Oracle visit. Sort of, like, right after the Oracle visit and right after her dad, the Autumn King, was basically like, I'm not interested in you anymore.
yeah. Poor 13 or 12-year-old Bryce.
Yeah.
No comments.
No comments. You know too much for your own good, Elena. I think...
Just because I feel like if you guys, like, knew the backstory, you would... It's... Never mind.
Well, so I feel like maybe we have to talk about both times we see Adus in the part that we've read. He comes back after his initial summoning by Bryce and kind of talks to her while she's trying to sleep. So she, I think, only partly realizes that it's happening. But I even wrote down the page number this time because I'm learning that I have pages I want to refer to and then I can't find them. But
I thought
Oh my God, you
go ahead. It's.
at first.
I don't think it's a dream.
Well, when she was like sleeping, like maybe it was a dream, but
What do you think,
Yeah.
Elena? Is it a dream? Did it happen?
No, I think it happened.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty, like,
because he,
Yeah.
like, well, when he came to
He
visit
came
her
as
as
a
a bird, cat boy.
Cat boy.
It wasn't because like she summoned him, so.
But it's in a totally, like, I think it's like 2 chapters later, it cuts to, it literally says a cat was sitting on her dresser. Exhaustion weighed her eyelids so heavily she could barely raise them. Eyes like the sky before dawn pinned her to the spot. What blinds an oracle, Bryce Quinlan?
what blinds an oracle?
And it goes on, and he basically, as she's sleeping, like falling asleep, so because as far as we've gotten, she doesn't recall this moment. Like, she doesn't bring it up again or think about it, so I don't really think that she consciously remembers it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But he even says, the Autumn King's only daughter thrown out like rubbish, and she says, he'll kill me if he knows. And Ada says, then make the drop. And she says, and what then? And he says, I told you, come find me so we can finish this.
Chill.
Like, I don't know. I mean, so we've definitely surmised that she has starborn powers, or the
No,
very...
she might-
She
Elena's
might
shutting
main
it
character.
down.
She might have starborn powers.
She might have starborn
Love and
powers.
If she hypothetically has starborn powers.
Hypothetical starborn powers, possibly maybe starborn. But at least I think we can agree that she almost definitely has some sort of powers, like is powerful. There's something coming.
What does she have that the Autumn King wants to kill her for?
But this is when I was sure it was starborn powers, because they've talked about before how like another starborn just randomly died
Yeah.
to make
The
way
last-
for Rune.
Her dad does have issues with power and wanting to be the most powerful
Yeah.
person.
Mhm.
He does have like that kind of syndrome.
Mm. Yeah, so
That's why it would. Oh my god, I just.
it was like, how much can I talk
We
about?
finally got to the point where like there are so many things that I can't say without spoilers, but you're so close.
We're so close.
You're so close to being
So my theory at this point is that yes, she's absolutely starborn, and somehow they have been hiding it. The Autumn King has no idea, because he would kill her. Because he would definitely kill her to make room for Rune. And I don't know if it's like a, I only want a full-blooded fae as my successor. I
So-
just don't like girls. I don't know.
You think the whole reason that she like would keep hypothetical powers secret would just be out of fear for her life?
I don't think that's it. I think it's part of it. I don't know why else she's hiding her powers. And I personally thought that when she had her little mini operation on her leg to take the crystallose venom out, that she was immediately going to have powers. Like, I thought that was going to be the second half of that scene, and it didn't happen. So my thought is that Bryce fully knows she has powers, and she is keeping them from people. 1, to not get killed. But 2, I don't know, maybe she just doesn't want to be what that would mean. Because I think that would mean, like, okay, I have to assume she's more powerful than Rune. So then it's like,
Yeah.
then does she become the Autumn King's successor? Which clearly she doesn't want. It's what I think is going to happen, but it's not what she wants.
I have no idea. But that's a really good catch.
This
That-
one,
How so?
this
in
one
hypo-
page,
In this hypothetical situation where we're assuming that Bryce has Starborn powers,
hypothetically maybe starborn, yes.
how do you think Rune would react? Like, if he found out that, like, because we're under the assumption the Autumn King wouldn't react well. So how would Rune react knowing that Starborn powers are, like, his one big thing?
How do I think Rune would react, or
Yeah.
how do I think Bryce thinks Rune would
How
react?
do you think Rune would react?
I think he'd be fine with it. Because I think all we've seen thus far, so like unless he's duping himself, I genuinely think that Rune doesn't really want to be the Starborn Autumn King successor. So there might be like a moment where his male ego is like, oh, she's way more powerful than me and like my little half-breed sister, but like I think that it would be fine. And he'd be like, yeah, it's all yours.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And you think Bryce thinks that Rune would freak out?
I do think that, well, because they have a really strained relationship, right? So they're kind of getting to the point where they're like almost friends again, or like they see a path toward friendship, but I think that she probably assumes the worst of him, which is that like his male ego would be like, no, I need to be the most powerful because I am a man and also a full fairy.
An alpha hole.
Alpha hole. An alpha hole, so thank you. Yes. So yeah, I do think that she probably assumes that maybe Rune would react poorly, maybe violently, like his dad might.
I'm not sure about that. He's definitely better than the Autumn King.
Oh, I don't think he would, but I think Bryce...
You think Bryce is worried that he'll take it the wrong way?
Yeah.
Or not accept her?
She definitely has...
As a potential hypothetical Starborn.
Starborn successor heir person, yeah.
No, I feel like he'd be, speaking for Rune, I think he would be accepting of her if she had Starborn powers.
If, maybe. Who knows?
Like his Starborn powers are so little.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's always like, it's a little like...
Yeah, plus he has really cool shadow powers. So...
Weird. Shadow powers seem familiar.
Definitely have not seen Shadow Powers in other book series that we definitely can't talk about here. But yeah, there are no other people with Shadow Powers that we all have huge crushes on.
Not at all.
Yeah, so that was my thought about Adis. I think the only thing that I was trying to think of is clearly there is a possible plot path where he is going to help her with her powers. That's like where I'm thinking this is going. And my thought is like, do we trust the Prince of the Chasm?
Okay, but like also, what is the Prince of the Chasm? Because I feel like normally it would be like a hell type situation, but that seems to be like the role of the Bone Quarter.
Well, he's definitely the fifth circle of hell. Like it says, I mean, legit.
Yeah.
They each have their own little like nicknames, but he is a prince of a circle of hell.
He's not as bad as the other princes.
Yeah, he definitely
Prince of the Pit
talks about scarier ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that she's gonna like die and go to hell and then like be trained as a Starborn person. But I don't know. It is weird that like a prince of hell has come to her to be like, let's do some shit. Whatever that is. Right. I don't know. I'm skeptical, especially with him like almost killing her kind of when she summoned him, and not like he was actively trying to do it, I don't think, but he was literally freezing the room so much that Hunt was worried she would die.
Right.
So he's definitely dangerous even if he doesn't mean to be.
Yeah. There's more to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to finding out more about this cat boy.
I'm excited. I keep looking for cats. I haven't seen any, so if I've missed them. But yeah, two other, not random side characters, but two other side characters that I realized we have not talked about at all are Rune's two friends, Tristan Flynn, and I think it's Declan Emmett, or Emmett I don't know.
No, it's Declan Emmett.
Declan Emmett. That's what I thought. But I think he mostly refers to them as Flynn and Declan, which that's what was throwing me off. One we like to call by his last name, and one we like to call by his first name.
Definitely threw me off.
Yeah, right. And like they still haven't really done too much, but they're...
Stays that way.
It definitely stays that way. Yeah. Like they certainly don't become more involved in the last part we still have to read. Not at all? Not maybe?
No, not
okay.
even a little bit.
I totally
not
trust
worth
you.
Talking about.
I totally trust you, just like Adis. So let's just skip by them because they're just names,
just part of the
right?
crew.
Right now, they've just analyzed the horn footage.
Why do you want to talk about them if they're not going to come up again?
I'm just trying to remember what happened. I'm trying to refresh because I haven't read it.
All right, yeah. So just as a refresher, so Tristan and Declan, I believe, are both part of the Ox, like the Ox
They're like
unit.
right beneath Rune. They're like his second in command. type people.
They're both super hot.
Yeah.
Which is
what
why
else would they be?
I felt like we should
Yeah.
probably talk about them.
I remember Declan being red-haired, Tristan.
Red-haired?
I don't
What?
remember.
Like the autumn
More
king?
red hair? There's red
More
hair.
red-haired?
Yeah. No, he's red-haired. And Tristan, I can't remember what color his hair was. Maybe light brown.
It's very
No,
impressive
making
that you
it.
Yeah,
remember any of the
you guys now
haircuts.
know that I do not file away physical
You
traits at
file
all.
away scents.
Yeah, I'm
and
not.
smells of characters.
They tell me what color their hair is and how chiseled their jaws are, and I'm like, I am now making my own vision.
I know. You guys didn't pick up that the Autumn King has red hair.
No, I had to go.
I
back.
kind of assumed, but like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I assumed from other book series that
No.
we definitely can't talk about here.
No, there was a description saying Bryce was talking about her parents,
Yep.
and the only thing that she picked up from her father was that the red hair and the pointed ears.
Okay, so Declan is probably a half sibling. We're just gonna assume that right now.
that's what I'm questioning.
Not even bringing it up for debate. We all know it's true.
Hypothetical half sibling.
But Declan is like the tech guy.
Yeah.
So
really good with
Declan.
computers.
Yeah. Declan has been doing some like hacking type stuff for Bryce to try to work on the murders, and Tristan is kind of like the sexy, I'll come in and like help out when more muscle is needed, which
Yeah.
is generally not needed because Rune and Hunt are usually there already.
Bye, hon.
What? We are not talking about the end of part 3 yet,
We are not
Elena.
there yet.
Flip the table. We're talking about the beginning of the second half of part 3. But I don't really know if I have anything else to say about them. I think that they're coming back and they're gonna have a bigger part in what's to come because we all know shit hit the fan at the end of part 3 and we need to just bring some extra people in to help us figure it out.
Retcon a situation.
Let's bring everyone in and get this figured out. So I think they're gonna be bigger characters now.
To be honest,
Definitely
they
not.
kind of just flew over my head. I just took it as like they're Rune's friends, roommates, they work together. They're like a crew of best friends, and that's something that, and it's juxtaposed with Bryce, who lost a friend, Fury like ghosted her, and then Hunt, I don't think he even has a friend. You know?
Hunt doesn't have friends.
Hunt doesn't
Hunt
have
has no friends. Wait, guys, pause right here. If Bryce ends up with one of them, which of them do you think
Who
she
is
would
that? Who are you?
Declan.
Okay, hold on. We are still recording.
Declan or
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Declan is likes males only.
oh, is he?
Yeah.
I did not pick up on that, but
You
I
didn't
really
pick
hope
up
that's
on that?
true. Wait, did I miss that? Is my radar that broken?
I'm pretty sure. There's a scene in the very beginning. Bryce comes in. Yeah. Comes in and like they're having a party. The guys have like.
That's like every scene when she goes over to their
I
apartment,
know.
though.
Yeah, but there was
Okay,
one.
so just ignore my question as if it's.
If it's
open.
Declan, it's not Declan.
All right, Declan could be bi.
That is true.
But if I tamp down my anger at even considering the possibility that Bryce doesn't end up with Hunt, I would say Tristan for this fun theoretical game that is definitely not anywhere near reality. Elena.
I mean, they do have history, but if I
Like,
had to
they
pick,
do.
I would pick Therian.
Oh, that's
Is that an
true.
option? Is he
that,
an option?
That should be an
Jamie
option.
was given 2
Yeah.
options and went, I go with this one.
Fuck, marry, kill right now. Ruin Declan.
Does that include Adis?
Actually, now I want to play. Give us 3.
Okay. Well,
Lightning round.
okay. Fuck, marry, kill, Rune.
Wait, you can't pick Rune. Rune is her brother.
No, you guys.
No, us.
Oh, for us.
Oh, not for Bryce.
Oh,
This
we're
is-
right. Oh, okay. We're ready.
Okay. Rune, Hunt. Oh my god, I had a third, and then
Is it Therian?
no,
Oh, Therian. Yeah, this is
it
Therian.
wasn't gonna be Therian. Ethan. Well, I guess you guys don't know Ethan yet.
We
Never
don't know
mind.
Ethan.
What do you mean we don't know Ethan yet? We do know Ethan yet. Kill that bastard. I mean, you can decide what you want to do with Ethan.
Wait. Rune, Hunt, Therian.
Rune, Hunt, Therian. Oh no.
Mary. Oh my god, I just had it. Rune. Mary Rune. What was the other option?
Hunt and Therian.
To marry
Yeah.
Kill and who? What?
Marry, fuck, kill.
Oh, fuck.
Who's your one night stand?
Fuck, Marion. Kill Root. No, kill Hunt. Let me restart. Okay. Marry Rune.
Yeah.
Fuck Marion. Kill Hunt.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time deciding between who I want to spend the rest of my life with and who I'm okay with just having one night with.
Wait, then who are you killing? Are you also killing Hunt?
No.
Don't you want to know what Marion is like?
No, I would have to pick to kill Therian. That was the easy choice for me.
Interesting.
Okay. I feel like a lot happened in the last 3 chapters of the part that we read.
I mean, yes, wasn't it an influence for me to kill
And
kill Hunt? Yes.
Currently, I do not trust Therian as far as I can throw his little mermaid body. But, merman. I would. See, the problem is I don't know Rune well enough. I would marry Hunt. I'd fuck Rune, and I would kill Therian.
Okay. Alright, one more.
One more. What is that lightning round?
Lightning round 2.
Wait, what about your options?
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't think about it. I think you were gonna.
Elena's not.
I would probably
Also, by
marry
the way,
Rune.
all of you had better be.
Elena will marry.
Yeah, I'll
Rune.
marry Rune.
Yeah, it was a hard choice for me.
Yeah, and then fuck Hunt and kill Therian.
Therian.
Yeah, sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Therian, like,
He's like, I'm.
Therian has some baggage. Let me tell you.
Oh, that's what I was worried
He's
about.
engaged. I don't
What?
know. What?
Did we read that part? Did we miss that part?
Okay. All
No,
of you
He's not engaged.
give us your responses.
Wait.
I'm pretty sure we didn't get to that part.
No, you didn't.
I don't think.
Oh,
Maybe he's
Elena.
engaged. He's hypothetically engaged.
Is he engaged to the Hypaxia?
Is everyone engaged to Hypaxia?
Oh my god, Therian is Rune. He's engaged to Hypaxia. Okay.
Danica
Fuck, marry,
is
kill.
Hypaxia.
Fuck, marry, kill.
All right, one
The
more.
Autumn King. Micah. Sabine.
These are all terrible choices.
I'm just trying to figure out if I can kill myself after the wedding.
It's fun.
Oh.
Why? Remember when we were putting all of these notes together about everything we needed to talk about and how we definitely couldn't get it all in an hour, and then we were like, let's completely deviate to marry fuck kills for all.
Oh, but this is so fun. Who do I want to kill more?
Micah, Sabine,
Autumn King.
Autumn
and the
King.
Autumn King. Okay. Wow.
I think I got it.
I think marrying is the hardest one to choose.
I'm just gonna kill myself after we're wed.
Okay.
Marry Micah. I know.
Go ahead.
Fuck the Autumn King. Kill Stevie.
How do I answer this? Okay.
It was actually a toss-up between marry and kill with either
Mhm.
Sabine or Micah, to be honest.
I would marry the Autumn King
Okay.
because I would then get a really pretty house all to myself and he'd never come see me.
Yeah, that's true. He's in
so
his lab
true.
all the time.
I had to
He was
think
in his
through it.
lab all the
I had to
time.
think through it.
Yeah.
And like if Bryce's mom like fell in love with him for even a hot second, there's got to be something there, even if he's just like really good in bed. So I'll marry him. We'll find
He kind of gives
out.
me vibes of a different character from a different series we're not allowed to talk
That we're
about.
definitely not allowed to talk about. I actually don't even know what character you're talking about. And we're gonna need to debrief on that later. But
have
It starts with a T and ends with A.
no, no. Okay. Yes, I would marry the Autumn King. I would fuck Sabine. And then I would definitely kill Micah.
I have to agree with you.
He would.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to kill him so bad. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sorry for the deviation.
Also, give us your
It's
answer
fun
for that
games.
one as well. I'm gonna need to.
Play with us.
Oh wow. Yeah. If you can bring yourself to answer that. Otherwise, just pretend like you never watched this episode and don't answer. Oh boy. We were just talking about saving, which brings me to another thing that I realized that we still have not discussed, which is the wolves and just like their general reaction to what happened with Bryce and Connor when the pack died. I personally, I will say, I thought that it was very weird that they all immediately assumed that like Bryce and Connor were basically married or mated in their culture. And that the fact that she then had sex with some random guy in a bathroom after, again, just reminding for anybody that may have already read these and is not reading along with us and it's not fresh, literally she had just broken up with another guy that, like, hours before.
Toast boy.
Had only told Connor via text, am I right? Via text that she would go on a pizza date with him?
It was not over text. It was in person.
Yeah,
In person. All right, even if it's in person. She literally breaks up with a dude, sees Connor. Connor's like, hey, give me a chance. And she's like, okay, fine, I will give you a chance. Let's go out for pizza.
Seems like a high impact date.
I mean, just like the lowest stakes possible. Like,
that is not the lowest stake date.
Is
You could not,
coffee
like-
the lowest date?
Like Taco Bell.
Taco Bell? Actually, I really love Taco. All right. No, we are not.
I was craving Taco Bell the other day.
But then, like, goes and gets party girl wasted to get over her breakup, which that guy was an absolute
He was toast boy.
a-hole.
Wait, why is he toast boy?
Like, he was just not impactful.
He was milquetoast.
I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah,
Like
like,
someone-
vanilla?
Wonder
Yeah,
bread?
like someone's
Yes.
bland.
Yeah, vanilla.
He was very vanilla.
Is this like a new millennial thing? Gen Z, like,
There are too many
phrase?
years in between you and
Not
us.
that many. Jacob and I were just.
I don't know. When you said Sabrina the Teenage Witch was before my time.
All right. We are getting off track again. No more Taco Bell. No more teenage Sabrina witch stuff. All I'm saying is that
I'm just gonna start using words to see if you guys know.
Bryce was not even technically dating Connor, in my opinion.
Right.
And the fact, like, did I love that she went and had sex with some guy in a bathroom? No. But at the same time, it's like, girl, you do you.
What do you mean? I love that for her.
I mean,
Yeah.
would I have done that? No. Am I totally okay with her making her own decisions as an adult woman who at that moment was legitimately, I don't even think we can even argue that she was in a relationship with anyone at that time.
Yeah, but she doesn't owe Connor anything.
Right, but then the whole wolf pack just, like, excommunicates her.
Right. I think it's just like
I was
a
angry.
territorial. It sounds very like
Yes.
wolf alpha.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like it's exactly what she was trying to
Personality.
avoid
Yes.
when she didn't date wolves.
Not getting locked
Yeah.
in someone's
House.
castle,
Right.
house, basement. And yeah, not wanting to do the whole mate thing. So yeah, I just wanted to bring them up and get your thoughts on the wolf pack in general, but then also Ethan, because I think we have seen that there is a potential for Ethan to come around. I think at least.
No, I think so too. I think, there's just so much history with
Yeah.
Ethan and Bryce and.
What you giggle about, Elena?
I'm pretty sure he will come around. But that whole chapter, that whole confrontation scene with Bryce and the werewolves in Moonwood, that was very hard to read through.
Oh, that was awful.
So awful.
Especially Amelie.
Yes, awful.
We don't love Amelie.
We
Mary
do
kill
not.
Amelie.
Amelie. Kill Amelie.
Kill.
Which, brings me to Amelie, who played a prank on Bryce and wrote trash in icing on one of the chocolate croissants that Bryce got to celebrate Donica's birthday.
Which is her favorite dessert.
Yeah. So I think it's like every year for Danica's birthday, Bryce gets chocolate croissants and like
I should have made chocolate croissants.
next time for the end of book discussion when I will inevitably need a lot of chocolate
Please.
and wine. Chocolate croissants and wine. Join us. You'll have to make your own, but just join us. Yeah. And then Hunt goes and pins her to a wall and basically tells her to leave Bryce alone forever.
For bullying her.
Yeah. Yeah, which I was 100% on board for.
That's
Are you
like
still
a
on
morally
board?
gray.
Seeing the consequences, are you still on board?
Yes. I am still on board with him doing it because he did it knowing what the consequences would be. He said that. He knew what was coming, and I think that I couldn't have done it in his position, but I love that he did it, especially knowing what was coming.
To be fair, I feel like he's gone through it before. Like, how many times do you think Hunt's gotten his wings cut off?
He says twice.
Oh, it's only been twice?
Yeah.
I would have guessed more.
It happened after the fall when they like got their tattoos. They all got their wings cut off, which is what happens again to Hunt, which was really hard to read.
So wait, this was the second time?
So
this was the second time. So he mentions later that the first time he goes through the living death, getting his wings cut off, was after the fall, when it happened to all the angels that decided.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So we clearly shot our first episode, all of us together in person with a super cool camera that we had very little experience with. And hopefully you enjoyed it at least almost as much as we enjoyed shooting it. But it definitely cut off like the last 20 to 30 minutes of what we were talking about. So we decided to get back on today, at least just to finish talking about the end of part 3 and some of our other thoughts, so that we're all up to the same point before Jamie and I go back and start reading part 4, which I really need to do. So without any further ado, let's get back into it. I think did we get cut off talking about poor Hunt and his poor wings?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough.
It was. It was really hard. At first, I wasn't sure if it was even going to happen, and then it did.
Yep.
So I was
Yeah.
taken aback by it.
Yeah. It was like one of those, because I think this happens a lot in books and movies and stuff where they're like, all right, we're going to go do this super gruesome, awful thing. And then there's like a deus ex machina that's like, no, this can't happen. And I think my heart kept thinking that's what was going to happen and it didn't. And I definitely got like a little queasy reading it. Just like, oh God, this is awful. And then I immediately went to anger. Like every single person in that room is dead to me at this point.
You did.
Other than Bryce and Hunt, just like, all right, every single one of you is on my shit list. So I'm not happy with that.
Are you more unhappy about the fact that his wings got cut off and it was terrible just because it was terrible, or because it interrupted the potential sex scene that followed between Bryce and Hunt?
Well, so like I didn't know that that would happen at that time. Now I'm extra angry, but no, I think like I was just I think I felt especially betrayed by Isaiah and Naomi and Victoria, who were there and did nothing. And I understand that they're also slaves and that it would have been a huge thing for them to do something, but just sort of for them to stand by and watch it. And like, I already hated Micah and I hate him more now that he just like let it happen. Like, he didn't need to. He didn't need to let it happen. Like, Sabine doesn't get to tell him what to do with his
It could have
slave.
been worse, though, because the other option or the original punishment would have been death. Instead, he did the living death.
Right. But I will double down on the fact that Micah did not, like, Micah gets to do what he wants with his slaves. And the fact that he let it happen and basically, like, let Sabine bully him into cutting off Hunt's wings was awful. And I want him
Yeah.
dead. The end.
The
Dead
other
Micah.
idea was that if Micah was undercover, then he couldn't go, like, he couldn't do nothing. So he had to show Sabine that, he's still in charge. He needs to do something. Otherwise, if he didn't do anything at all, then Sabine would probably go above him and involve the Asteri.
If yeah, if Micah ends up being like some undercover force for good, I can't promise how I will react. It won't be well.
think at this point, I don't know, my feelings for Micah has changed a little. I think so, but by the end of part 3, there was a rumor. I don't know if we want to go to that
Oh,
or
go. Just go straight for it.
uh so I'll touch upon it because there's a bigger part of it involved, but there's rumors about his punishment for 2 other characters, and we don't at this point we don't know if it's true or not. And if it is true, then my feelings for Micah would have changed for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can just talk about where Micah's at this point. Like, so you're talking about how currently at the end of part 3, he has crucified Justinian
Yeah.
uh, for their role in trying to get Synth to make their power stronger so that they can, like, basically restart the rebellion.
Yeah.
So if we're believing the rumors, which I think came from Rune, Justinian is currently crucified in on the wall of the Comitium. I think
Hmm.
that's how you pronounce it. And that they're planning to like extract Victoria's wraith soul, stick it in a box, and then drop her to the bottom of the ocean where she can just basically go insane for the rest of forever.
Like,
Yeah.
I know you guys are mad about the living death, but the box at the bottom of the ocean kind of seems worse. Like, a lot
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah. Like she can't do anything
Yeah.
about it. At least Hunt's wings can grow back.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
mean,
a little bit.
if it was somehow unavoidable and I had to choose one of them to go through, obviously it would be like the getting my wings cut off that will regrow. Like awful, absolutely awful. But yeah, I don't want to be trapped in a box at the bottom of the ocean forever. Nope.
But also, if Micah is secretly a part of the rebellion against the Asteri, why would he hypothetically punish everyone so harshly? Like, I know Hunt were saying that, oh, maybe he has to do it to save face. So are we just assuming that maybe if he were part of the rebellion, he wouldn't actually follow through with the punishments for Victoria and Justinian? Or would he do them anyway? Like,
That's a good question. He might do it anyway if he was undercover, but it still just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I think point and like I think this brings us to like talking about rebellion as a whole because it's been tried a lot of times in this book and to me at least seems like a central theme and probably where we're headed. But I think you've got to ask yourself, like, where do you draw the line? Like, in terms of if Micah is somehow, like, behind the scenes, like, trying to start a rebellion, like, at what point do you say he's just a bad guy anyway? Kind of like Briggs, like, when Hunt and Bryce go to see Briggs, like, Hunt is all upset because he's like, well, Briggs and I are basically the same person because we both tried to start a rebellion and Bryce points out that he's like way more violent, like is clearly like doing things the wrong way. But it's like, okay, so at what point does it become the wrong way? And to me, it would be like if you're, killing tons of people in order to get to your goals, is it really worth it? Especially shoving their souls into a box and then dropping them to the bottom of the ocean. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be a better
yeah, but
way.
you can get the box back. You tie a really long rope, you drop it in the ocean, and then you can, like, pull up the rope when you want her back.
See you on
What
Tuesday,
about this?
Victoria.
Let's go fishing.
So, you know what?
But
This
what
reminds
about
me.
Justinian?
Yeah,
I don't
Elena.
know. I don't
He
know
was
why
he
Justinian.
was described as like a slow death, like that's his punishment.
Yeah. I genuinely don't have an answer for that one.
Like he can't be saved, like he's dead.
If they follow through with it, he's
If
dead.
they follow through with it, yeah.
Yeah. I think theoretically he could be brought back. Like I don't think it's definite that he's gonna die unless they like allow him to continue bleeding from a wall. But you
Well,
know what?
there's
No, go ahead, Elena.
Oh, I was gonna say there's always the chance of if he dies, bringing him back from the bone quarter if shades exist in the bone quarter,
That is true. Which
supposedly.
we should definitely talk about that. I just want to say about the like going through with killing people to further your own goals. I think we have another example in another book series that we definitely can talk about here where people are supposed to kill people and then they don't kill people. I'm just going to say that it is possible and can be done.
That's not that's not the series I thought you were gonna allude to.
No.
Yes. Yeah,
But
it wasn't.
I think that if Micah was actually a good guy that I could not want to hate at some point, he could like just disappear them instead of dropping them to the bottom of an ocean. Like I think he could be doing it better.
Yeah.
I just think he's evil.
If this is true, if the rumors
Right.
are true. Yeah.
I will be upset. I will be upset. I'm going on record. I'll be upset.
I would be too. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to the bone quarter. Because that was like another huge thing that happened in this second half of the part 3, where we find out that Bryce gave her soul, her spot in the bone quarter for Danica, because I guess it was really important for Danica to have that spot in the bone quarter. So Bryce didn't want to take any chances and took herself over there and gave up her spot so that Danica could be there.
Do you
It's a
guys
good
think
friend.
Danica would have gotten across if Bryce hadn't done that?
Do we think she would have done her sailing with the
Yeah,
with
or do you think
success?
she would have yeah, or do you think she would have fallen into the ocean to be eaten by all the things?
Is this assuming that we believe that she took a whole bunch of drugs and then murdered all of her friends and then killed herself?
I mean, do you believe
That's
We haven't
so
talked about it yet.
hard. Yeah, I feel like Bryce didn't want to risk that, and so she was, willing to trade her place.
Well, Bryce
Yeah.
didn't know about
Regardless.
that.
No,
But
she
Yeah,
didn't.
Bryce
Yeah.
But she
didn't.
also didn't want to risk it. Like she knows that Danica deserves it, and she doesn't care about her place in the bone quarter.
Yeah. I like if we believe everything that we know at this point to probably be truth. I mean, I would still say yes, me personally, like if I was in charge of the bone quarter, I think Danica's pretty cool and like drugs are awful. So like if she genuinely just like accidentally got she got addicted and then like just something went wrong, like that wouldn't be the thing to judge someone's entire life off of.
By the way, how does the mechanics of the bone quarter works? Like, what would qualify and not qualify
I mean, I
their
think
souls enter?
that's the question. It's like
Yeah.
religion. Like what makes you a good person and a bad person?
Well, it's also interesting because there is a leader of the Bone Corner whose name I can't think of right now, and I don't remember if he makes the decision for who gets to come and who doesn't.
Like, do we think
It
Micah
doesn't say.
could get through
No.
based on his morals or his title?
All of them.
Do you need a body to be able to float across, or do you think
I don't think so.
I don't think
what
so.
happens if your body is lost? Like how would they?
I
Oh,
think
How would that work?
like not piles, not in piles.
so.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, I think
I was just gonna say, what if they were burned or something, like ashes? Do you think that would still count for the sailing?
This is all hypothetical, right, Elena?
yeah, Elena's definitely not using her entire book's worth of knowledge after this. I think that the body is purely symbolic, like the putting them into the ship and putting them out onto the river is like a purely symbolic part, but it is at that moment that like the soul either goes to the bone quarter to be a shade or does whatever the other option is, which we don't know what that is. But yeah, it was
either way,
heartbreaking.
Yeah. Bryce is a really good friend. I would want a friend like Bryce.
Yeah. And my hope out of this all happening is that we now kind of know that Danica exists in the Bone Quarter for sure. And I'm excited to hopefully at some point go there and get the deets from the source. Who knows?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if that happens. Cause like, see, Bean tried to visit her at the Bone Quarter,
Yeah.
and the dude was like, "No."
But
Or
theoretically,
no,
she
no,
should have
she didn't
been.
want it. But she didn't want to visit, right? No, Danica didn't want to see her.
That was the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So
You can't just
people,
go to the Bone Quarter.
but it sounded like she could. And like the only issue was that Danica basically said, "No, I'm not home right now. I got shade stuff to do."
Okay, but what we're hypothetically saying is if they took Justinian's body and like burned it and then shoved it to the Bone Quarter, we think his shade would be there and could come back. And Micah may or may not know that.
I don't know about coming back. I think you can use some kind of property of the person to make the sailing. I don't think you need to have like a whole body. Right?
I don't like this line of questioning, and I'm not going to participate.
This is gonna come back.
I hate Micah.
I have a feeling this is gonna come back.
I'm sure Micah's just doing what he thinks is best for the people of Crescent City.
Definitely.
That's the only motivation we've gotten from him.
Yeah, he's a super nice guy that I don't want dead.
Interesting. That was a lot of theories about Danica and her.
Do
But
we
is
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is Bryce even going to want to see her anymore after everything that's gone down? Like after all her lying and whatnot? Like I wonder if Bryce regrets trading her spot for Danica's spot.
I would hope so. But I also think that Bryce has poor initial reactions to things and might need to think through it a little bit before she makes that decision. But my hope is
Yeah,
that yes.
she seems very she doesn't think it through all the way, I feel like something's happening, she needs to act on it. Although there's always like that initial shock.
Yeah. Oh, Bryce.
Okay,
feel
kind
like-
of on.
No,
Oh wait,
go ahead.
no, go.
No.
No, you go.
As long as we are not talking about Micah, I'll talk about anything.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was gonna go way off topic and ask how you guys felt about Bryce and Hunt's relationship in this section.
That I will talk about. I'll talk about that
you-
for days. I love them. I'm really
Growth.
Yeah.
You think they're endgame, given everything that's happened?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Really, really and truly. I think that we learn at the end of part 3 that Hunt has been like trying to get he's been working with at least Justinian and Victoria to try to get a hold of Synth so that they can have their full powers back and like restart the rebellion. And I am totally on board. Like I am 100% here for that happening. Was it fortunate that he lied to Bryce in the doing of it? No. Do I think he had to do it, at least at the beginning? Yes. I do. You can't just trust a rando with like, oh hey, I'm gonna steal a bunch of illegal drugs and then murder the prime minister of the city.
You can't just tell a rando, I agree with that, but you can tell the girl that you're really into that you found out that her best friend was addicted to drugs and murdered all her other friends.
I think the problem is that you can't tell her one without the other. And I do agree that I think it was getting to the time where he needed to like sit her down and talk to her about it. And it seems like he wanted to start taking that path, but Bryce just happened to end up at the ship that the drug deal was going down on by total believable circumstances and found out before he could tell her.
All right, that situation was a little
Genuinely
fishy. Fishy.
I
Fishy?
think I
It was fishy.
No, there's a very real chance that Therian just happened to notice a suspicious boat in the water, collected Bryce, and then also didn't realize that Hunt and his friends were going to be arrested at that moment.
Yeah, it's possible he had no idea that Hunt was involved, just that he was trying to do the right thing with Hunt and Bryce about what's going on, because he said that he'll like keep an eye out. So like, hey, there's a suspicious deal going on. Like, I think you should come check it out. It is fishy. It is fishy.
Or he could have just like noticed it was Hunt and been like, great chance to break up Hunt and Bryce so that I can date her.
Yeah, I don't know if it goes so deep as to it being like Micah somehow bringing in Therian and Fury, who I also do not trust now, to somehow make this happen. But I honestly, I don't feel good about it. I think that Therian and Fury have some sort of ulterior motives and that it was orchestrated to get Bryce on that ship. And I don't know why.
I have no idea.
But I think that somehow Micah is trying to get her out of the picture of what's going on.
Getting Bryce out of the picture.
He's the one that brought her into the picture. He's the one that I think Jamie said this yesterday, but he's the one that
before I get cut off, before technical difficulties. Yeah. Micah pulled them both together, Hunt and Bryce, to get them to work together to find the horn and the murderers.
I'm wondering if he realized what he created between Bryce and Hunt in the living death scene. Like how upset Bryce was and like how ready she was to fight them. And I just wonder if Micah recognizes like how much of a pain she could be if he doesn't like get her out of the way and get her to stop caring about Hunt.
I feel like he's too arrogant for that. I feel like he's too sure of his own powers to be worried about Bryce. Like, I just don't see a world in which he views Bryce as a threat.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's fair. I hate Micah, so that checks out. But I don't know. I don't believe that it happened naturally. It just seemed way too coincidental. I don't know for sure, like, why it happened, but
I was definitely shocked. Like, when it was revealed it was Hunt, I'm like, what? Wait, he's supposed to be sleeping. She sneaked out. What happened here?
Yeah, they both snuck out of the same apartment.
Right.
There are too many beds.
There are too many beds in that apartment, for sure. Need to get rid of one room.
Yeah, if they were in the same bed, it would have been harder for both of them to sneak.
Right, we wouldn't be here. Unfortunately, we are here. Yeah, I was really surprised. Yeah, no, go ahead, Jenny.
I was just gonna say all of this. I don't know if I believe. I think we mentioned this yesterday about Hunt, taking back, like he wanted to call off this deal with Justinian and Victoria from happening. I don't know if I believe that, but I know that I feel really heartbroken for Bryce because there's been so much build up to their relationship at the point before the boat deal. All the text messages, the phone own name changes. Did we talk about Pegasus, unicorn? I think we did.
Oh, we talked about Jelly Jubilee.
The kiss that wasn't really a kiss
Ugh.
at the Medwitch's office, the couch.
The generic Medwitch number 1 song.
Generic Medwitch. It's hypaxia! I know it. That's the one thing, 100%. I promise it's happening. I think that's why, like, I'm hoping that they're both going to get over the fact that there has been untruth. Like, I think there's been a good reason for it. I think it can be, like, apologies can happen and we can get past it. Like, they've got a really solid foundation. And I just think, like, after everything they've been through and everything that he's done for her, she's done for him, like, to watch her walk away from the boat knowing that Hunt is almost definitely going to go die, like, pretty immediately. And the fact that she still, like, isn't gonna go save him, I'm just like, girl, come on. Don't take too long.
She needs a minute. She just found out that, like, not only did he lie to her, but, like, her best friend also lied to her, and then he was lying to her about her best friend lying to her. Like, I feel like there's so many layers of, like, distrust and...
It's a lot to take in.
I'm just worried that it's not going to be a minute. And, like, it's already been hours. And, like, who knows how long it's been when we get to part 4. Who knows if he's not already dead. Like, I feel like that can't happen. But I'm
but if he was already dead, like, who are you going to put your money on for him ending up?
No.
I mean, not him, right?
If I start part 4 and it's like, sad day, Hunt got killed, first of all, I would immediately believe that that's not the case.
That can't be true.
No, but
No.
If it is, I honestly don't think I could finish reading the book. Really and truly, like.
I mean, we did say over text message, like, if Hunt and Bryce, if Quinlar was an endgame, we'll quit.
Yeah. I don't even know if I could go to book 2, even knowing that, like, I know that it focuses on Rune. That's all I know about it. Like, even, like, the promise of being able to see Rune fall in love, I don't think I could do it. I'd be too bummed.
Aww.
Yeah.
I think I would still do it. I want to see Rune fall in love.
Jamie, yesterday, Rune is, guys, I saw fan art. With Rune.
That's a separate conversation. We can't talk about it.
We're gonna have to have a whole conversation about fan art. Yeah, I don't know.
That's how spoilers happen.
It's a dangerous realm.
It is. It definitely is. But I did say in our marry fuck kill game that I would marry Rune, so
that's why I hesitated.
I'm gonna stick around for his book.
Yeah, I need to know more about Rune in order to decide who I would rather marry, Rune or Hunt, out of the 2. But my final case for why they are endgame is that I think that in Sarah's books, we have seen other relationships that might be questionable. And I think that this one does not have any of the red flags that I would look for. Like, I think it's just, like, the lying, but Bryce does it too. And I just think
it's withholding information.
Right.
Important information.
Very important information about who her dad is and potentially that she's, like, super powerful, because I think that she does know that. So I'm hoping that they can meet on common ground and be like, hey, we shouldn't have lied to each other, but we did, like, truth from here on out. But, like, everything else is totally solid. You can't have
on him
and not be together.
That relies on him not being in prison and not being dead.
Yeah, right. Like, he's...
And Bryce needs to go do something about that. You don't have chapter 54 and not spend your whole lives together. That's my feeling.
That was a beautiful chapter.
It was the most beautiful chapter I've ever read in this book. And the second most beautiful chapter 54 I've ever read in other books.
Okay, so like
Yeah,
that's
I
your
just.
feeling on Hunt and oh sorry, go Jane.
Oh no, I was gonna say, Bryce is. It's a lot for Bryce to take in. I feel like, and I think she just needs some time to digest.
Time is ticking, and Hunt is captured by Micah. So, like, we also need to move along.
So that's how you guys feel about Hunt and Bryce. But the bigger thing is that I don't think we've talked about is Danica being addicted to drugs, killing all her friends, like that being revealed in that scene, and whether or not you guys buy into that as how they died.
I believe it. I think after we talked about it the first time yesterday, now I'm wondering if potentially Danica was OD'd by someone else on purpose to make this happen. But I do think that she killed everybody.
I'm a little in denial because I just had a thought and I lost it.
You just don't
Yeah,
want
but
her.
no, I don't want it to be true because then it'll just be another thing that Danica kept from Bryce. Is like why not tell her? And then go through all this trouble of hiding the videos in that flash drive and then in her jacket for her to find. Like why are we keeping things from Bryce?
Yeah, and the flash drive like shows how much Danica knew about what Synth does to you. So like, then why would she willingly?
Yeah, why would
take
she
it?
take it? Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I
I'm not
wonder if
sure.
she was drugged.
Also, how was Micah in the alley?
Just a nightly stroll.
Oh my god, what if Danica had a secret relationship with Micah?
Oh God, stop it!
Oh no.
Stop it
No,
right
no,
now.
no.
I mean, I didn't get to know Danica for long, even though I thought that I was going to get to know her for a whole book. But I don't think that she had a relationship with Micah. And if she did, like, I'll forgive her. But yeah,
Another thing is that she's already so powerful. She doesn't really need to take the synth.
yeah,
Unless there's like another drug side effect to it. But like the way she just was described in the very beginning, like she was destined to be the alpha of all werewolves and wolves. Am I mixing books? And her grandfather giving her the sword surpassed things to being.
Elena's like, please don't look at my face.
No, yeah, that's all true. She was definitely gonna be the alpha, big strong alpha. Checked out.
I think that I could definitely see her taking the drugs, honestly, even from like a similar standpoint of why Hunt wanted them. Because I really do believe that Danica was mixed up in a rebellion plot. It seems like there are multiple, and I don't know which one it was, but I think that she was potentially also doing what Hunt and Victoria and Justinian were doing. What, Elena?
I think Danica was in a rebellion, and Micah might be in a rebellion.
No,
Like they were working
Together?
no, gross. Like, no. Now I'm picturing Micah without pants on, and I don't. No.
Well, the other difference is that Hunt, Victoria, and Justinian, they have the tattoos that are weakening their power. So it's not even their full power. So I could see them taking the synth, but not Danica. Like she doesn't. She has her full powers. Except if she did the drop, I think her power would have been grown some more. Isn't that how it works? The drop.
Yeah.
I think it grows their power more and also like makes it them like stronger and like more resilient in general. Like they can heal faster. That's my understanding.
Basically, a lot more questions than answers.
Yeah. I think that
it seems like definitely the Danica Pack murders are separate from the Crystallos murders. I still stand by Micah has something to do with the Crystallos attacks. Like, I don't actually think that they're a side effect of people taking the synth and like the obsidian salt, calling them over to the real world. I think he's still involved somehow. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone like purposely gave Danica synth to kill everybody to get them out of the way.
In terms of Micah, I I think he could be undercover, double agent type of thing. But with the rumors, with the rumors, I'm having doubts.
Oh, about what he's doing to Justinian and Victoria?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
that's not okay.
Okay, so where we sit on some of the big issues, pack murder was Danica, maybe not of her own volition, in which case someone drugged her. Who would have drugged her? Do we have ideas?
Micah.
Maybe.
Micah? Okay. Where do we have new theories on what's up with the horn and where it is and who took it?
Well, we know Danica took it. We just don't know where it is. And if it's in someone
Maybe
else's
it's with the
hand or
sword.
I mean, my guess is that Danica stole it and has hidden it somewhere like she did with the flash drive. Where? I don't know. I really wish that Bryce would just go look in that locker for me real quick. Just a quick look-see. Just want to see.
a
Also,
little peek.
just occurred to me, but I know that Jessica has a really big tank of murky water that things could be in, other than a big translucent mer creature. Just gonna throw that out there.
You think it's in there?
New, isn't it? Isn't the mer creature new?
Yeah, the mer
That
creature's
is
new, but
new.
the tank has been in there for forever.
I thought the tank came with the knock creature.
Did
Like they
it?
came together.
All right, fine. Maybe
Yeah.
we're not hiding a sword and a horn in there, but
No, I promise you the sword is in Bryce's bedroom. I promise.
is it in the left
Are
nightstand
you
or the right
lying?
nightstand?
Are you lying? Is it in the right?
Just curious.
Actually, in the closet behind all of her horses.
Oh, behind the behind Jelly Jubilee.
It's in
Well,
the
Jelly
pantry.
Jubilee is only one. It's a whole collection, isn't it?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what the other ones' names are.
Okay, who the murderer is, where the horn is. I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, and you guys think Hunt and Bryce are in the game.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll forgive her if they're not. Also, I don't know if I'll forgive Sarah if he dies.
I don't think
Sarah.
you can hold Bryce responsible if Hunt dies. Like,
No. Well, if she doesn't do something about it, I will. Absolutely.
I feel like you can hold Micah responsible if he dies, but Bryce doesn't have control over that. She's literally
That's true,
like a
like, she
savage
doesn't-
human.
She
If
has
she-
no powers that we know of.
If she
She's
made
probably more likely to die from trying to help Hunt than saving Hunt. She has
Oh my
not done the
God.
job. Yeah, no, can you imagine?
Hunt, book 2, all about Hunt because Bryce is dead and we're trying to save him.
She's gonna come in her scooter.
I think she has to make an attempt. If she made an attempt and Hunt still happened to die, I would not hold that against her. But if Hunt just gets executed and Bryce does nothing,
It's just like I don't know what she could do.
Yeah,
if
it's not like
anything.
she has friends to help her really. Like
she
Hunt's her
has
big friend.
friends. She has magic. She's the main character. She can do a lot. Bitch, get in there. Go save your man. He doesn't have wings right now.
But he lied.
I don't care.
Big line.
Yep.
Okay.
Gearing up
Oh,
for
the
a
other
lot of crying.
I feel like the other thing we have to cover is where we're reading to next time, because that was at the end that got cut off as well.
Through chapter 82, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's like the first half of the last part.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
the
gonna
first
be really
half
hard.
of the last part. We flip through those chapters to see where to end for maximum Brooke Jamie pain.
Maximum. Oh man.
Yeah, and just in case we forgot anything, since we've now talked about this amongst the three of ourselves like 3 times, just let us know if there's anything that we totally missed. If you want to hear more about anything, just drop it in the comments. Let us know. We'll definitely cover it eventually.
I think the only thing we talked about in like pretty big detail yesterday that we didn't today is I think we got into a large argument over whether or not the Medwitch was Hypaxia
No,
or
we
a
don't.
generic person.
We don't
Like, I
even
think
need
we
to
had
get
a
into
big
that argument.
over that.
The Medwitch is Hypaxia. You heard it here. You've heard it here before, but you're hearing it again now. Hypaxia. Mic drop.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Elena,
What's more hypothetical?
how many chocolate croissants are you going to make me when I'm right?
However
many?
coming up Pillsbury pack.
You're not going to make them by hand?
I'm not gonna make from scratch croissants. Maybe I'll get Jacob to make them from hand. Jacob makes baked goods. He makes these cookies that he's eating before the
We can at
episode.
least like get the croissants from Pillsbury and like put chocolate in them. Then.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Except I was gonna do Nutella. It's like Nutella's good inside them.
Okay. I accept.
How are you
I
gonna
accept
feel?
that.
How are you gonna feel if you are wrong?
Yeah, what is gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. We don't
You're
need
that,
a contingency
you're that
plan.
confident.
I'm not wrong. Again,
I
I don't know if
remember this got cut off. Are you more confident about Bryce's starborn powers or Medwitch being Hypaxia?
more confident about Hypaxia being the Medwitch. I was going to say, I don't know if this got in yesterday either, but you do not perform surgery on someone's leg without introducing yourself as their doctor. You don't. She's Hypaxia. I rest my case.
But they also never asked.
It doesn't matter. You're always like, hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so. Like, I'm Dr. Queen Hypaxia. Like, I'll be operating on your leg today. Like, you just... Done.
Well, either way, I think Elena should come bring us chocolate croissants
Oh, we're definitely doing chocolate croissants and wine for
and
our
wine.
wrap-up discussion. I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
We'll just
I'm
have to
gonna
do it not in the afternoon.
I'm going to go immediately start part 4. I don't know about you guys, but
Yes.
I need
Please.
I need to know what's happening. So everybody go read through chapter 82 and then come join us back here for our next episode. And thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank
Bye, guys.
you.
Bye.